Hi, families. Today I'm going to discuss with you some story problem examples from the math packet for May 11th through the 15th. And so we're going to be working with this in small group this week, but I thought it would be a nice opportunity to go through and break down the progression of story problems that we do in first grade. So the first one, the end result unknown, your kids have been working on this since kindergarten, and this is pretty solid for them. It's the change unknown and the start unknown, which we began to dabble a little bit with. Change unknown and start unknown is completely new learning for them. So I'm going to break up how we approach story problems and then some of the modeling of thinking that you can try and support your child with at home if they get stuck. So when students work and show their thinking on a story problem, there's a couple different ways, different models I should say, that we encourage them to use. So let me walk you through this problem. So there are 7 penguins on the ice and 11 in all. 11 penguins in all. How many penguins are there in the water? So this is a change unknown where the middle part of the problem is missing. So these are 3 different models that I'm going to walk you through that your child might approach solving this problem. And the first one I'm going to talk about just using their hands to count, and we would encourage them to draw their hand just to show that they got that answer through using their fingers. So they would hold the number 7 in their head, and they would count 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we are hoping that they would figure this out. This is 4, and show their thinking that way. They also might like to draw 11 penguins out, circle 7, and then they can figure from there that there are 4 more left in the 11 penguins, which would give them the answer. And finally, the last one, number lines. We dabbled with number lines back in January, February-ish. So this is also a way that your child might approach this. So they would hop from 7 to 11, and then they would figure out that there were 4 hops, and that 7 plus 4 equals 11 penguins, and that there are 4 penguins in the water. Alright, the start unknown. There are 5 penguins in the water, 15 penguins in all. How many penguins are hiding behind the hill? So this is where our start is unknown, and again, it's the same 3 models. And so let's talk about using their fingers. If they are holding on to 15, we would encourage them to count back 5 to figure out that this, in fact, would be 10 by counting 15. And they name the number before they start to move their fingers. So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. And so they'd look at their hands, and they'd know that they counted back 5 and that they said 10. They might draw 15 out like we had said before, and then they would cross out the 5 and figure out that 10 are remaining on the hill. And it's nice too to encourage them to label their thinking not only with just numbers, but also with keywords that come from the story problem. And then the last would be the number line that we would want to see them hopping backwards. They land on 10, and then just going back and labeling their hops just to make sure they didn't make any mistakes. Okay, well, like I said, we will be doing these story problems in small group this week, but this is more of a reference for you to understand how we are working through story problems and some of the thinking models that you can encourage your child to use to explain their thinking. So please let us know if you have any other questions. I know this is a really challenging topic in math, and that's okay. So we're here to help. Just please communicate with us, and we're happy to support you how we can. Thank you. Bye.